Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, we're about to begin our induction. This University of Maryland Hall of Famer came to the NFL as a 49er and quickly was known for becoming one of the best clutch players in the NFL, making big plays right out of the gate. A Super Bowl champ, a two-time Pro Bowler, and most importantly, a man who inspires others. This is Vernon Davis.
Born on January 31st, 1984, Vernon Leonard Davis grew up in the tough Petworth neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Raised solely by his grandmother, he found stability through sports and art. His motivation to stay off the streets helped Davis develop the drive, strength, and endurance to overcome any obstacle that crossed his path to success. He attended Dunbar High School, where he excelled not only in football, but also in basketball and track. His standout performances earned him a scholarship to the University of Maryland, where he became one of the most dynamic tight ends in college football. During his time as a Terp, Davis helped change how the tight end position was viewed. Tight ends aren't just blockers, they're receivers too, he said, echoing the philosophy he emulated from past Maryland greats. Known for his rare combination of size, speed, and strength, Davis was a consensus All-American in 2005 and declared for the NFL Draft after his junior year. In the 2006 NFL Draft, Davis was selected 6th by the San Francisco 49ers, making him one of the highest drafted tight ends in the league history. His early years in the NFL were marked by flashes of brilliance and moments of learning, but his career took off under head coach Mike Singletary, who named him a team captain and challenged him to mature as a leader. Already known for his explosive speed, Davis responded with a breakout season in 2009, earning his first Pro Bowl selection after tying the then NFL record for most touchdowns by a tight end in a single season, with 13. Throughout his time with the 49ers, Davis became known for his clutch performances in high-stakes games. One of his most iconic moments came in the 2011 playoffs with his game-winning touchdown in the NFC divisional round against the New Orleans Saints, a play famously dubbed the Vernon Post. Davis helped lead the 49ers to Super Bowl 47 and remained a vital part of the team's offense for nearly a decade, including multiple playoff appearances and another Pro Bowl team selection. In 2015, Vernon was traded to the Denver Broncos, where his first game was against the Indianapolis Colts and his talented brother, Vontae Davis. The matchup marked a special moment, joining the brothers in the ranks of the NFL's proud family traditions. Tragically, Vontae passed away in 2024. While with Denver, Davis's hard work paid off, and he won his first Super Bowl championship when the Broncos defeated the Carolina Panthers. In 2016, Vernon signed with his hometown team, the Washington Redskins, where he played the final seasons of his career before retiring in 2020. Off the field, Davis has followed his passion for the arts, a love that began during his time at Maryland, where he switched majors from criminal justice to studio art. As a passionate advocate for arts education, in 2011 he launched the Vernon Davis Foundation for the Arts, which supports underserved youth through exposure to the arts. This year, in honor of his late brother Vontae, he merged their two foundations together to create the Vontae Davis Family Foundation. The foundation empowers youth and adults through art, education, scholarships, and vital resources, fostering inspiration and leadership for a brighter future. Davis also applies his football work ethic to his business with investments in health, fitness, and tech startups. In 2024, Vernon completed his memoir, Playing Ball. He actively champions mental health awareness, using his platform to share his experiences and inspire others to seek support openly. In addition, he has ventured into Hollywood by both acting and producing, with multiple films and TV shows to his credit. Inducted into the University of Maryland Athletics Hall of Fame, Davis remains connected to his roots, giving back and mentoring players. He says, "I hope Maryland fans remember my smile, the plays I made on game day, and how I led the team by example." Since the Vancouver Olympics in 2010, Davis has become an unlikely superfan of curling. He has since served as an honorary captain for the U.S. Olympic curling team and promotes the sport to broader audiences while championing diversity and inclusion. Today, Vernon Davis lives in Arlington, Virginia and has 3 children, Gianni, Valley, and Valon. A respected voice in sports and beyond, Davis is not only a Super Bowl champion and 2-time Pro Bowler, but also a community leader and creative entrepreneur who continues to inspire others off the field through his drive, integrity, and talent.
The Gridiron Greats welcomes Vernon Davis to their Hall of Fame.
Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing. I'm getting emotional watching that. Um, Gosh, I haven't seen those highlights in so long. I feel like it's been forever. Andrew, my attorney, he's sitting there laughing because he know he's responsible for a lot of my career. Before I came here, I had to sit down with my grandmother and I wanted to explain to her, like, you know, this is the Gridiron Greats Hall of Fame. Because she's always asking me, she's looking at my Instagram, she's like, hey, what's this I saw? Didn't you tell me about it? I was like, yeah, Ma, I told you about it. I guess she couldn't remember. But I sat there and I was talking to her and she was like, wow, this is amazing. Now I have something to brag about when I go to church. She's hilarious. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank my business partner, Michael Wright, Mike Dicka, Gridiron Greats Committee. I'd like to thank Andrew Morton, my attorney. He's shaking his head no, but he is responsible for a lot of my philanthropic endeavors, from San Francisco to Denver to Washington. But I also like to thank every one of you sitting right here tonight for leaving your homes and making your way here, because this is a very special night, and this is a special night for me as well. I think back on my journey from Washington, D.C. to Maryland to the NFL, and now here. And I also think about all those hits I had to take, mostly from linebackers, the media, and the one from my grandmother when I used to come home with C's on my report card. Well, I remember that. But honestly, it's not about how many hits we take, it's about how many hits we take and get back up. When I was in Denver, I was leaving Denver, and I was year 10. No one really wanted to take me. I'm not quite sure. There was some buzz going around saying that I was retired, and I was going to retire, and I was getting old, I was getting worn down. But that wasn't the case. I knew what I could do. It's something about being traded mid-season and then going somewhere. You don't get time to really showcase your talent and show what you can do. So Washington Commanders, my hometown team, they were there, and that was the team. Fortunately, my GM who drafted me to the San Francisco 49ers, he was there, Scott McLuhan. He was there. He took a chance on me. We know each other. He was familiar with my work and my time, in the NFL, and he was there. I went to Washington, took a pay cut, just because everyone thought I was washed up, couldn't play. And I remember when I walked out of the coach's office, when he sat down, he's like, it's good to have you, Vernon, and we know you're going to do a lot for this team. I had a moment with myself where I just wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. Year 10. I said, you know what? I just never been in a situation like this where I had to come in and prove myself. We always have to prove ourselves, but that was a moment for me where I knew what I had. I knew that I could, go out and give my very best and outperform anyone. But I still had to prove to them. So I had to look myself in the mirror and say, hey, sometimes you have to sit in this seat. You have to start over, but don't give up. If you give up, you'll never know what you have left. And I tell this story, I share this story all the time because it is very inspirational. I mean, here I am, year 10, and I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to give up, all because things are not going my way. So I kept pushing. Mid-season, they came to me and wanted to sign me for 3 more years. Had I given up, I would have never known what I had left. So to go back to, getting hit, that's one of those moments where I got hit. I was hit hard, but I got back up and I kept going, kept trying. And I'm grateful. And also grateful to be able to accept this award with a humble attitude, I'm grateful. It's truly an honor to be a part of the Gridiron Grace family. So thank you. I appreciate it.